Hi, Jessica. Thank you for reaching out on this. I know I did not do a good enough job when you asked about this in class. No excuses. There was a teacher here, and I was trying to push us along, and I knew it was kind of an involved answer. So I decided to make a video for you and kind of explain it in better detail, how to find that bearing. So without further ado, it sounds like you did a lot of the legwork already by finding that angle. So this might be like a half step back for us, but that's okay. So there's the first part of it. We said 6.5 miles at a bearing of south, 62 east. And then she changes course and does north 15 degrees. 15 degrees. So I'm going to draw a little north line. Goes up forever. And I'm going to bend this thing what looks like 15 degrees east. Now what makes this tricky is we don't know how far to make this. And I think I talked about this in class a little bit. This 7 miles. I don't know if it's going to be above the x-axis or below the x-axis, but by finding that angle you found in the triangle, it kind of answers it for us. But I'll do the first one as if the 7 miles takes me above the x-axis. Okay, so now we're left with that. I think it was 7 miles. So it looks something like that. These are miles. These are miles. And now the question is, to go back to where she began, what bearing should she take? So from this dot to this dot, what bearing should she take? So I think you said you already went through and found the angle in the triangle, this angle right here. That's good. But now what we also know is this angle in here was 15 degrees. If I drop a south line, like a parallel line, another dotted line, from where she is, because like if we're trying to find a bearing from where she is to where she's going, we're going to have to say north or south first. That's going to be our first word, either north, so many degrees west, or south, so many degrees west. So I'm going to draw my little north-south line. And because of parallel lines with a transversal, if this angle is 15 degrees, this angle in here is 15 degrees. So now you know both of these angles. So if I want to figure out what bearing she should take, it looks like from my picture, because I drew it above the x-axis, that we're going to go south, and then I have to figure out what angle this is. But it's just going to be the 15 degrees we just talked about, plus the angle that you got in there. Okay? The other option for this, like, well, how do I know it was above the x-axis? Well, your answer is going to kind of tell you. I'm going to now, here's the 15 degree one, but we won't have it go past the x-axis. We'll have it stop at the x-axis, before the x-axis. So 15 degrees, maybe like this, something like that. So this time she's down here. We're still trying to find that angle, but in this instance, I'll draw this parallel line again. It wouldn't be a south one. If I add my two angles like we did before, if I add my 15 degrees plus whatever you get inside of here, if it's more than 90 degrees, like more than acute angle, it's an obtuse angle, then we wouldn't say south and whatever angle this is, because we only use acute angles. In that case, if I added these two angles and it was more than 90, I would actually find the supplement and use this angle instead, and I would say north, whatever angle this is, to the west. So it all depends on what angle you got when you figured out what that angle was in the triangle. Hopefully that answers it a little bit better. I tried to do a video. It's not always a home run, but feel free to show up to office hours or bring that question a little bit before class, and we'll go through it together. All right. Bye, Jessica.